start this commentary. As I am, we are back, so to speak. But not the only one, as there are many of us. Now, this is in direct correlation with, we know, the Middle East. Now, a very, very, very long time ago, there was a place called Babylon, Tower of Babel, most may know it as. Now, this is how far back the Zionist regime, we'll call it, goes back, which in turn was the destruction of Babylon through a Jewish queen, we'll say, was sent over and was almost gifted Babylon. But then she convinced her other half to slaughter everyone that was there. And slowly but surely they made their way through the Middle East and destroyed everything and everyone that didn't believe in their New Age light, so to speak, which was an inversion. It was that didn't believe in their darkness, didn't want to follow their darkness. And they butchered men, women, children, animals, burnt their cities to the ground. And slowly but surely, they migrated their way over to a place called, as we know, Germany. Now, they existed there for quite a few thousand years, we'll say. Raping and pillaging, murdering, all in the name of darkness. Now, this takes us right up to what they call the Hitler regime. Now, at this stage, through the Hitler regime, they were so embedded with religion, it wasn't funny. They almost had it, how would you say, perfected the manipulation, the bullying, the blackmailing. Now, Hitler come to terms with what was going on, and unfortunately throughout his later days, he was not able to stop what he had created. It was already too late. Now, while everyone else was bickering over the world, these Zionist Israelites, or Jews, Zionist Jews, we'll call them, were migrating throughout the Middle East over to a place that used to be called Old Jerusalem, which was inhabited by the Palestinian people, as we know today. Now, those Palestinian people were actually removed out of that land, out of their homeland, between 1943 and 1944, just before Hiroshima was dropped. Now, what they were doing was moving in the Rothschild family into the state of Old Jerusalem, which they now called Israel. Now, Israel in the Bible is actually Israel. Israel is the only thing that's real within a physical matter of reality, which is the temple, the physical temple that we inhabit when we're born from darkness into light. It's quite literally, as we're born, we come from darkness into light. We take our first breath and then we grow. Now, the state of Israel is actually Is-Ra-El. And what that is an abbreviation of three beings that quite literally took advantage of the manipulation of mankind. Now, you used to call these beings gods and demigods. They were quite literally what you would call today an alien, and no, not an illegal alien as Donald J. Trump refers to. They are otherworldly, meaning they come from another world. Now, when their technology was superior to obviously what was going on down here, most of the people turned to them and looked at them as they were going to be their creator, their generator of civilization. But the longer they lived here, the longer they grew to hate each other, and they used mankind in their wars. Now, those wars have been going on for 476,000 years. They were only here for 14,000 years before they completely and utterly nearly destroyed the planet. And it got so bad that what happened is there was a polar shift, and this was caused by the complete and utter devastation of continents being blown up. Ethereal manipulation of what we call Gaia's consciousness. And in turn, this separated the land masses. You know this continental drift or continental separation as the supercontinent Pangea, which only broke up 39,500 years ago. And due to this, there was more civil unrest. People that dwelled within those continents that survived quite literally went to war for more land. And these Is, Ra and El took advantage of that. Now, to cut a long story short, today you have descendants of those same people or same entities that inhabit a small chunk of dirt, like I said before, as they got off the train and stepped foot into Israel or Israel and removed the Palestinian people. They still inhabit this land today. Now, I will not say too much further, because what happens next is the defeat of Israel. We are never going to let that third temple be built. As we have said once before, the body is the temple, and Christ is the consciousness that inhabits the throne within it. I am the temple, and that's all there is to it. Now, once Israel is taken care of, only then will humanity be able to seek a peace loving and compassionate path forward. Until then, Israel is still going to be a reckless force of nature, a cancer that dwells within the surface of this planet. Thank you.